I was on my way out the door into the store when I decided I wanted to try another Bisquick Cookbook recipe. So I grabbed a book and landed on the chicken veggie casserole. While shopping for the products, I flipped the page and ended up on the chicken pot pie. So I figured, hey, let me do that one instead. But I'll get the ingredients for both. I wanted to try the chicken pot pie recipe because I actually like the microwavable ones, the ones by Marie Callender. They're so good, and I was curious as to if it would taste anything remotely close to that. I'm not doubting it, but I'm not too confident in it either. So I went ahead and got all the ingredients and started my process. Now, mind you, I'm going to try and stick as close to the original recipe as possible, but I am going to season my chicken, so let's just get that out the way. Their recipe did not call for seasoned chicken, and I guess it's because the condensed soup is so flavorful, but I didn't want to risk it. So I seasoned it just a little bit with some adobo, and I let it cook just a little bit so it browned on both sides. And I wanted to let it steam so it cooked all the way through because I'm going to end up dicing this. And I know it's going to be a little pink in the middle, so we're going to chop it up and then we're going to put it back in the pan so that it thoroughly cooks. What I'm about to do next is completely optional. I just felt compelled to just try this a little bit differently. So I'm going to be adding chicken bouillon to some water and adding it to the chicken that I added back into the pan. And it's just so that as it boils and steams and cooks through, that it adds some more chicken flavor to the plain chicken that I have in there. This is something that's completely not necessary, but I did on my own. But, to each his own. As for the proportions of the ingredients, the recipe called for 1 bag of frozen vegetables, 1 pound of cooked diced chicken, and 1 can of cream of chicken soup. So I'm going to be completely honest. The recipe called for a bigger can of cream of chicken soup, but these food companies no longer serve those actual original sizes. So it's missing maybe like an ounce of what's supposed to be in here. So what I would suggest is really adding 2 cans of cream of chicken. I would suggest that anyway because the chicken absorbs the soup, so does the vegetables, and so it leaves it less like creamy and more so I just add another can. Trust me, it will be worth it. Because when you add the Bisquick on top of the vegetables and everything else that's mixed with the cream of chicken, it becomes like a really thick biscuit top, and you could really use that extra saucy cream of chicken soup in it. So trust me when I say just add an extra can, it will do you some good and the recipe will be 10 times better. So I would definitely make this recipe again and double up the soup and maybe even the chicken. But yes, I enjoyed this recipe. I can see why this was popular back in the day and how it's still a classic to this day. I give this an 8 out of 10 as it is right now without my suggestions. With my suggestions, I would give it a solid 9.